highly recommend Ms. Hicks. Her books, her CDs are encouraging.
I bought her book, A Hill to Climb. She's a very inspirational speaker.
And I look forward to one day being able to work with her. Your power lies within you. Let it loose.
And now, let's welcome your host of the new Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour, Louise Hicks.
Hello, world. Hello, everybody, and thank you all for coming to my show today. This is the launching of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour. And I really do thank everyone for coming in, chiming in at our luncheon today, January 30th, 2022. Happy New Year to everybody. And I see we have some of my favorite people on here. We have Chastity, who's chimed in from Louisiana. Shamika Brown from California. Hello, Chastity, all the way from my home state of Louisiana. Shamika Brown from California. Tanya from Louisiana as well. Nija and my family in California, my granddaughter Nija and Kenan, Denise, Crystal, all from California. I see my, I still call her my publicist, Shamika. And I see my sister-in-law, Lena, all the way from Texas. So we're being represented here. And as we grow, we will be represented even more. This is our first launching, and I'm going to give you guys some information about it. First of all, again, I'm Louise Hicks, the host of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour, and we'll be coming to you every Sunday at 1:00 p.m. Central, 11 o'clock. I see my daughter Crystal has just chimed in, or she's chiming in. And if you guys want to do video, you can. And of course, last but not least, my husband, William, is on. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support, William. First, let's kind of lay some little ground rules, and then I'm gonna give you a little bit of my background. The ground rules are no cussing, because we do have kids on and we want to set an example. This is what this show is all about. Also, if you want to ask a question or chime in with a comment, by all means, put it in the chat or raise your hand. There is an option to raise your hand, and we will also allow you to collaborate with us, because this is about unifying us. So the other ground rule I have is to respect each other. That's very important. We really want to learn about respect. So let's make sure we do that. So just a little background about me, Louise Hicks again. I was born in Shreveport, Louisiana, Cooper Road, USA. That was one of the largest Black communities in Louisiana, and graduated from high school there in Shreveport, Lanier High School. Shout out to all of my class of 1969. And it's exciting because I moved to California in 1969, right after graduation, went on to become a graduate of California State University, Long Beach, after attending 2 years at Long Beach City College, settling in California after that. And that became my home, where my children were born: Kenan Wesley Mason, David Reed II, and Crystal Flowers. And now to add to that, my little granddaughter, whom I love dearly, Nija Ejewel Mason, and her mother, who I appreciate so much, Kenan and Denise Aguilar, for giving me my one and only grandbaby that's biological. I have other grandchildren as well. Let's move into some of the things that I've done. I had a radio show going in California, Aim to Purpose, the radio show, along with my co-host, my son, Kenan Wesley Mason, who's going to have his own show coming up, the Kinetic Hour. And also I am an author, an award-winning author. The true story, A Hill to Climb, a teenager's battle with cancer, depression, and about my son, David, who I'm so happy to say he's here still, and he had cancer at the age of 14. And I do have an L. Hicks Consulting Services. So those are some of the things that I've done over my almost 71 years. And I'm very happy that I've done a lot of these things, because that's what really gave me an opportunity to start this show, is because of the experiences in life that I've had. And I just want to, hello, I'd like to say Sandy has just joined from Texas as well. Thank you for coming in, Sandy, really appreciate you. And I was just giving an introduction, and all of our shows will be uploaded on YouTube as well. So be sure and stay tuned for all the uploads, and I want you to share it with your friends. Let them know to subscribe, because this show is all about us. When I say us, I mean us as Black people, because that is how we unify and we bring about a harmonious, loving society, in which is what we need, because we really don't have that at this point. We know there's a lot of chaos in our society, and I'd like to welcome Kenan. He's coming in, my son, chiming in with us. And I want to also let you know that in my previous video, the intro promo, I did mention about a guest from all the way from South Africa. And I want to share with you his name. His name is Dr. Dumasani Goba. And he came into the studios with us when Ken and I were doing the show in California. He is the founder of the SATMA Award, which I mentioned is similar to American Idol here in America. And that SATMA stands for South African Traditional Music Awards. So in fact, I'm probably gonna see if I can get him on this show that we're coming in, so we can share the motherland. I think it would be great to do that. And because this is an hour show, and I want you guys to be able to chime in and say whatever you'd like to say, but this show is kind of like an introduction, because it is a launching. Now, the inspiration for this show was to have a platform for us as a Black community to form an alliance to enhance our knowledge, awareness, and awakening that will empower us to have economic or material wealth, spiritual wealth, emotional wealth, and intellectual wealth, as we define and focus on solutions to our problems, and also to bridge the cultural gap that has kept us divided, which is by design to destroy the Black family structure, so that we can unify and build together as Black people with wholesome family relationships, because that's what we need. We're lacking that. So that's what inspired me to start this show. And also, I would like to say what the mission is. Now, the mission of this show is to provide a weekly platform with guests and audiences who collaborate on ideas for building and elevating our Black communities and implementing those ideas into actionable projects, because we know faith without works is dead. So we need to implement. We're going to have to show what we're doing to enhance and empower our communities. So the plan of action, and one other thing on the mission, is to have masterclass teachings and trainings, such as vision board classes. We've done that before, and we will be sharing some of that. I have clips from it. How to become an entrepreneur, money management, harmonious family relationships, mentoring, and much more. And the plan of action, let me share that with you, is to have guests and provide insight on various issues, such as educational systems that are not designed to elevate us as Black people, creating solid Black family foundations, creating sustainable Black businesses, advancement in Black healthcare, improving our mental health, taking away the stigma of mental health and psychological brain deficit, real estate investing from a Black perspective, tackling the judicial and injustice system, as well as exploring the drug addiction issues that we have. So we have so much to talk about because we have a lot of issues and we need to find solutions to resolve those issues. And this is how we do it, by unifying and having collaborative conversations. Also, when I mention about guests, I can tell you some of the future guests I have lined up. I'll give you a little sneak preview of them. I have Dr. Benjamin Roma, who is an educator. She is in Pennsylvania. She's out of Pennsylvania. I'm collaborating now with the Dads on Duty, who are doing some great things out of Shreveport, Louisiana, my hometown. I have one of my well-known and dear friends, Sandy Allen, who has her own business. She's an entrepreneur, and we're going to talk about business. I have Norma Finnan and my son, Kenan Mason, who are health and wellness people. They're going to talk about health and wellness. By the way, Sandy is in Texas, Sandy Allen. Norma is in Texas, Norma Finnan. Kenan is in California, my son. We're gonna talk about real estate investment. Lena Malone, who is in Texas. She has a vast of knowledge about real estate. We're gonna collaborate with Dr. Edna Nicholas, who is in Texas. Great dynamic counselor who is going to talk about our mental health, which we need to talk about. I'm gonna have law enforcement. I'm gonna be collaborating with Minister Fred Shaw, who is in California. And these are some of the people who've been on my previous show and have been in touch with them. They're dynamic, they have a lot to offer. Derek King, who is an attorney here in Texas, who is dynamic. Natalie Randall, who is in California. She has her own company, a company owned by a female that has to do with building and taking care of people's houses and all kinds of things. She has her own company, a female company, which is kind of unusual. So I'll be glad to have her. And I'm also going to chime in with Dr. Goma, who I mentioned earlier, out in South Africa, who was on my show in California. And you can go to my YouTube channel, Aim to Purpose Radio, and you can see him doing the interview when I did the Straight Outta Compton interview, where I had Alonzo Williams, who was one of the key stars of this movie. He wasn't in the movie. He may have been in the movie. I can't recall for sure. However, he was definitely a key person involved in the Straight Outta Compton movie. So go to my Aim to Purpose Radio and subscribe and check out some of our videos from there when Kenan and I were hosting Aim to Purpose, the radio show. The other thing that inspired me and what keeps me grounded, I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about. And that is growing up, my grandmother would always tell us, take the word can out of your vocabulary. And they talked about Psalms 23 a lot. In fact, I knew it by heart. So that Psalm really inspired me. And it's offering basically what the title of this show is about. It's about, what do you want? You can have it. Because that's the first thing in that Psalms. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So why are we wanting? We shouldn't be wanting for anything, because we have the power, we have the brilliance to get anything that we want. So it's all up to us. We have to change the way we're thinking. And this Psalm really inspired me because it talks about our cup runneth over. And what does it mean for a cup to run over? That means you're overflowing. So we have so much until the abundance of things within us, it's just overflowing. And when it overflows, that tells you that you can share with others some of the progress that you've made in life, because that's what it's all about. And I want to share with you something else that really inspired me. Let's see. It's about sharpening each other's tools. And it says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. That's from Proverbs 27:17. And I love that because we can use scriptures to empower us. And when you think back on what happened in slavery, they used those scriptures in the Bible to enslave us. So why don't we reverse that? Let's use scriptures now to empower us. And these are some empowering scriptures that will elevate us to our next level. And that's what we should be all about, elevating one another, sharpening each other's tools to help us to be empowered on all levels of our life, to pass that generational wealth on to our kids, because it's so important that our kids have a mindset to understand what we should be doing and how we should be setting an example so that they can pass these things on to their generations. And we may not be here to see it. However, it's important. So I want us to start using our critical thinking skills to elevate ourselves and move ahead, because I have something that I think about. I know there are people that's in their mature age, I'll say. I won't say old, because I don't consider myself as old, even though I'll be 71. So we have to get out of the thinking that I'm too old to do this. I'm too old to do that. You're not too old to do anything that your heart desires you to do. And there's a saying that I say that I often think in my own mind, which is stop dying before we are dead and start living while we are alive, because that's what a lot of us do. We stop living and we're still alive. We need to stop and think about that, because as long as you're alive and you have the breath, you need to be aimed to your purpose and realize the brilliance of us as melanated Black people, that God has given us so many gifts and talents. And we have to use those gifts and talents to not only elevate ourselves and improve ourselves, but to elevate each other, to unify with each other in wholesome love, wholesome wisdom that we can pass on, wholesome understanding of who we are. And once you find that out and learn your history, definitely you can move forward. Because sometimes if we don't know our history, and hello, Dee, thank you for joining. I see you here. If we don't know our history and we don't understand the why. So next week, we're going to learn the why, because it's so important. If we know the why we are having all of these problems, and we know that it is by design, by our system of white privilege and white supremacy to keep us divided. And we got to come together. That's what's going to elevate us. We have to have a renewing of our minds. And once we have that renewing of our minds and know who we are unstoppable. And that's what we have to become. We have to become unstoppable. And we can become unstoppable. It's just a matter of changing this brain that we have in our head that has been enslaved for over 400 years. And when you think about the change, where's the change? Where is it? Where is it? There has not been, it's not there. Because if it was, why are we still having all of these issues in America? Why do we keep creating laws to protect us as a people. Even the Constitution defined us as 3/5 of a person. How sad. How sad. Think about it. But yet it talks about all men being created equal. Of course, in God's eye, we are created equal. However, man has taken that away from us when they enslaved us. And I'm going to start, well, we're going to start reading next week, the Willie Lynch letter, The Making of a Slave, because this will start to answer some of our questions as to why. The book, it's only about 25 pages or so, maybe a little more, give or take. And we're going to read it online, and we are going to discuss it as a unit of people. We're going to discuss it. Hello there, Trinity. You're listening. And see, that's the kind of thing we need. We need our children to listen to what we have to say. We have to teach our children, and we need to start teaching our children from infancy. Teach our children our history. We need those kind of mentorships, actually, especially as older adults, more mature adults. And notice I didn't say old, because we got to take some words out of our vocabulary. And Ken and I talked about that. We talked about the word can't. We talked about the word struggle, because a lot of us talk about struggling and what we don't have. Let's talk about what we have. And I see my family. I'm starting to see you guys over there, Dietrich and her family, her husband, Toby, with the, do you guys have the kids in there? I hope so, because we need our kids to be aware of these things. We need them to have an understanding of why we are stuck. And we're stuck as Black people, as an ethnic group. And you will have some people, some of these naysayers, oh, well, you have some wealthy Black people, you have this person that has wealth and that person that has wealth. So what? That's only a small, minute of our 40-some million Black Americans in America. So why do we focus on those few that have? We talk about the have and the have-nots. We have more have-nots in our Black community than we have haves. And that's what we're going to change. We're going to focus on the haves, because all of us should be haves, especially us as Black people, because we built this country. Our ancestors built it. And when we think about what our ancestors built, why aren't we sharing in that wealth? As an ethnic group of Black people, we should be sharing in that wealth. We should be teaching our children on what I spoke about earlier, the intellectual wealth, not just the material wealth, the emotional wealth, the spiritual wealth. We need it all to make a whole. And that's what this is all about, coming together to make and create a whole for us and become families again, like we had when I was a child growing up. We could leave out of our house and leave our doors open where I grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana, on the Cooper Road. We were neighbors in every sense of being a neighbor. We showed love for one another. We showed unity for one another. And we lived in an all Black community, and we loved one another. Now, if you leave out of your house today and leave your door open, what do you think would happen? I mean, we didn't even have to close the door. We just left it open if we wanted to. We were protectors of each other. And that's what we need. We need to come back to those days of unity for us as Black people. And the only way we're going to do that, we have to get to the root cause of why we are where we are today, the why. And we're going to talk about the how we can elevate ourselves, because I'm the queen of Elevation Haven. I'm about elevation. of our people, Black people, because they say charity starts at home. So if charity starts at home, with us being Black people, we need to start with ourselves first. Because if you can't elevate yourself, how can you elevate someone else? You cannot. You have to be able to elevate yourself first. Self-love. And we've lost a lot of that self-love. And as I mentioned, we're going to talk about that next week, how that came about. Because we came from the motherland as a proud people, loving one another. And when we got to America and was enslaved, we lost that because of white privilege, white supremacy, and how they pitted us one against another. And that has carried over for generations to generations. The killing of each other, that did not stem from us. We were loving people. We still are within. We just have to recognize that power and we have to let it loose. Now I have, does anyone want to unmute and comment?
I can. Before I share that though, to piggyback off what you said when you talked about religion or the Bible, and it has a lot of things in there that we as a people can take from it. And that's with anything that you read, anything you may come across, whether it's in a book, whether it's on social media, what have you, you take what you can take from it and you leave what's not for you. So another, one quote, or not one quote, one Bible verse that I reference all the time is Hosea 4:6, and how you know, God says, "My people perish from a lack of knowledge," you know, and so that's what's wrong with a lot of us as a people. You know, we fail to learn or to get educated or knowledgeable about, you know, certain things in order to heal ourselves on every level, whether it's spiritually, mentally, culturally, educationally, you know, socially, all of those things. So that's definitely very important. So I definitely like the quote that you or the proverb, the Bible verse where you say iron sharpens iron. And my partner Latanya and I, we met you back in 2000, I think it was 17, when my son went viral, and you invited us out and we came out, and it was so amazing because, you know, she and I are so close and we've been doing work in the last 6 or 7 years. And so, you know, she's my best friend, but I think I had made the statement like, this is my partner in crime. You say, no, not partner in crime, but partner in success. Right. And that has definitely stuck with she and I for all these years. So when we're together and we're doing things in the community, we always say that we are partners in success. And then awesome. I'll talk about Africa. It has always been a dream of mine. And, you know, they say, write the vision and make it plain. So I wrote the vision years ago that one day I was going to travel to this place that I've always been drawn to, this place that, you know, once you open up your spiritual side, you realize that's where everything, you know, originated and came from. So I had the opportunity to travel there back in last summer in July, and I spent 2 weeks. So imagine being over there, getting to see the pyramids. I mean, like, you literally go in King Tut's tomb. All the things that you see on TV, you finally are able to see it. You're finally able to learn the hieroglyphics that's on the walls. If you ever had any questions about anything, our ancestors wrote it in stone, you know. So that was definitely, it was just breathtaking. And I would encourage anybody that has had that on their heart before to definitely, you know, put it on their bucket list to travel. We learned so much. We even got to visit the tribes. You know, we went to, you know, see how they really live, because, you know, of course we stayed in hotels and things of that nature, but we actually, you know, got to ride boats and got to go, you know, deep off, you know, and see what the culture is really like. So it was an experience of a lifetime. So
that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Chastity. And as Chastity mentioned, we did meet a few years ago, and I had a vision board class, and Chastity drove, she and Tanya drove from Louisiana, had never met them before. And it was a little scary, she said, coming to my house because they were wondering where were they going.
Yeah.
But at any rate, when they got here, they realized, yeah, I existed because we had never met each other, and we had an awesome time doing that vision board. Sandy was at the vision board class that we had, and if we're going to do another one, this time it will be online, of course, but we're going to do it in this Zoom sometime soon. We're going to all get together and we're going to start another vision board, because you do need to write your vision down. And this is exciting what Chastity just shared, her going to the motherland. And she got there because she didn't think of the word lack. Because when you put that word in your vocabulary, lack, how are you going to achieve and move forward when you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. I won't be able to go over to South Africa because I don't have the money. So it's all about using your critical thinking skills to understand that you can do anything you want to do. So, and Tanya just said, Tanya's a little bit under the weather, but she just put it in the chat. It was absolutely an honor to meet. And like Chastity said, she and Tanya are best friends. They have an organization that they started to mentor young girls. Is it just young Black girls? What is it about, Chastity? Just young girls or what?
All females, young girls, young teenagers, young women. You know, we want to reach on all levels. Okay. At the end of the day, we have so-called grown women, you know, who sometimes can need some mentoring, or, you know, kind of be pulled in to kind of show them certain ways you may try to carry yourself, and how you don't want to just follow all the, you know, certain, you know, we have so much out in the world, so many celebrities that, you know, so many of our young girls look up to, and you want to just help them understand, like, hey, don't take them literally. This is what they do to make money, you know. Like, it's okay to, if you know how to listen to music without listening to music, that means without letting it affect you to where you want to go out and, you know, shoot, kill, or whatever the case may be. You know, if you can just jam to the beat. And some people are able to do that, and some of our children are not. Some of our children take that stuff literally and really be out here trying to be NBA young boy or whoever.
Absolutely. And
so
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's important. So we just like to reach all females, you know, and we are still learning as well. So we have mentors of our own. You're one of our mentors.
and she adopted me as a mentor up on our first meeting, she and Tanya. And I mean, we had an awesome time at the vision board class. So I thank you for that. And I'm going to be having, as I said, we're going to have a lot of guests in here, and I'm praying that I can get Dr. Goba back on my show. He came into the studio, actually. He was in Los Angeles, and they chose our show, Kenan and my show, to come on, his publicist or the public relations person, because they had scouted out other shows, and they chose our show, Aim to Purpose, the radio show, to bring him in to our audiences and so forth. So happy about that. And I have Nija on, my granddaughter. Hello, Nija. How are you? Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, Grandma.
Great, great, great. Now, what's an entrepreneur again?
Grandma.
She and I talk about all kinds of things, and we're planning to have a show. So I guess this wasn't the platform you wanted to talk about it, huh? But she tells me all of these wonderful things, what an entrepreneur is. We talk about commodities. One time she told me, Grandma, now today I don't want to talk about commodities. And that's good, because we have to have balance in our lives. And I respected that, because life is about balance. So you heard how she said that, Grandma. So does anyone?
But it's true.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And glad to have you on, listening to what Grandma has to say today, because go ahead.
I've been listening to you, but the other people started to talk and I was trying to, but then something happened
Oh,
because
okay.
Dad, he was typing and then he typed it to the wrong person, so we tried it again and then you saw it. So
Okay, well, that's okay. When we start our show, we'll be doing some other stuff. Does anyone else want to chime in and have anything to say? Anyone else?
I love you.
I love you too. Sweet, sweet. That's my name for her, Sweet, sweet. But her name is Nija Jewel Mason.
I'll be brief. The Kinetic Hour. Well, first off, just hello to everyone that's watching or listening to this inaugural broadcast. I am going to be doing some things later on this year. Again, the Kinetic Hour, where I'll be talking more about health matters predominantly, but also life matters. And also I heard about you doing a vision board workshop. I also gave a kind of a brief, I think you heard it too, a brief, like a 30, actually it was in 1 hour audio that I give to my clients regarding vision board as one of the tools that can be used to manifest, for lack of another term, to manifest what you want or desire in life. The dream board is a great way to take your brain in a direction for success. So the Kinetic Hour will definitely go into that and a whole lot more. I will have guests. The goal is to have some of our previous guests that we had on Aim to Purpose, the radio show, which was a great experience for 3.5 years. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to coming on here, the Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour, and give my 2 cents, maybe even 3 cents, if you will, on whatever the topic or subject matter is of the day. And it'll be fun. You know, it'll be fun for us to get together again and do what we love to do, and that's bring some kind of what's the word that I'm looking for? Some kind of stability to ourselves as a culture, and
absolutely.
That way I can teach my daughter how she can be a better person in the world too. But we have to make it a better place first.
Hey.
And you know, that way she can kind of follow suit, watching me and watching her grandmother.
Yep.
And learning from the audience members as well, by their comments, especially the lady that just made a comment before
Chastity,
about coming to your home to do the dream board or dream vision board workshop. So all of us are inclusive in what we do. We like to include everyone in the conversation. Everyone's voice is important, and everyone's opinion is important too. Whether we agree or disagree is irrelevant. Everyone's opinion is valid, and there's no such thing as a stupid opinion or a stupid question. So all things are on the table, and there's no topic that's off the table. And I'm looking forward to all of it.
Yep. Well, thank you for those kind words and comments. And Chastity had to leave because she does have another engagement. I see Melba Miles has joined. Thank you, Melba, for coming on. I see Angie has joined. Thank you for coming on. And like I mentioned before, the topic for today is, what do you want? You can have it. That's what we're talking about. What do you want? You can have it. And Melba is from here in Texas. Angie, which is on as Galaxy, Angie is in Florida. So we have a good representative of viewers from Texas, California, Florida, Louisiana. And since this is the launching of this show, as we move forward, there will be people in from all over the world. And as mentioned, our primary focus is on getting our people, Black people, aimed to purpose. However, anyone can join the conversation because that's how we have a harmonious environment to live in with love rather than all the hate that's going on in the world. We need more love, and that's what we're inspiring to do, and unify our people as Black people. We need to come together, stop the killing of each other, the drugging of our community, whether it's illegal or legal drugs, both can be very dangerous. So we'll be talking about all these things: religion, the educational system. So it's so much to talk about, and not only talk about it, we're going to be about it, because we're going to bring solutions to the table. And as I mentioned, next week we will read the book, The Willie Lynch Letter, The Making of a Slave, so we can learn the why all of these issues that we have and that have festered for generations, that has really caused the issues for us, that has created a lot of lack of self-love. And I know we want to take that lack out of our vocabulary, because we shouldn't be lacking for anything. And we're going to be focusing on our mental health, because that's so important. So much was destroyed during slavery from what was done to us, all of the atrocities, and they're still happening today. One of the worst atrocities that I've seen lately was the George Floyd death. I couldn't even watch it at first. It was too traumatizing for me. Eventually, I was able to watch it. That was one of the worst atrocities I've seen in modern day history. And so it's still happening. This is why we need to come together and unify in love, working together to elevate each other. We have to have that renewing of our minds. That's so important. And that's what this show is all about. So anyone else have anything to say, or you want to speak? If so, please do, because we are about to end the show for today. Did I hear someone?
Yes, it's me.
Okay, go ahead. I thought you had to go and take care of something.
Yes, I'm done now. So yeah, I just wanted to say hello, and I'm so happy for you to do your first show. And well, I mean, do I call you mom on here?
Aren't I your mom?
Yes.
And you didn't tell us your name. You said it's me.
Sorry, Crystal. I'm Crystal Flowers. And mom, yes. You are my mom. Hello, everyone else, and on this in the room. Good morning, everyone. Well, I don't know whoever's not in California. Good morning, good afternoon. Who's not? But yes, I'm just so happy and proud of you doing your first show, and I can't wait to hear more and have you talk about these different topics and everything. So yeah, I'm happy about everything.
Well, thank you, daughter. Crystal Flowers. Asking me, should she call me mom? Did you guys hear that? I am her mom.
I know, mom, but I know you're kind of doing something a little, professional. So just saying.
Yes, but we still want to acknowledge our children, our biological
Yes.
as well as non-biological, because I have a lot of children across the world.
You actually do. Everyone
yes,
calls you mom. I'll be like, she's my mom though.
I know. Does anyone else want to say anything? If so, please speak.
Can you hear me?
Thank you, Crystal. Oh, yes. Hi,
Yeah, no
Melba.
worries.
Go ahead.
Hold on one second.
Melba?
Okay, here I am. Can you hear me?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just wanted to say sorry that I signed in late. I just now getting back home. And so I thought I'd check to see if you guys were still here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, excited. I'm always wanting to hear about the spiritual side. You know, that's where I am. I would love to talk about how important it is. The way we think and what's coming out of our mouth has a lot to do with what we experience as well. So hopefully we'll talk about some of those subjects as well.
Yes, we
The power of
will.
words. Yep.
Absolutely. We have a
Sounds
lot
good.
of topics that we're going to talk about. I just chose to talk about this one today. What do you want? You can have it. Because a lot of us think that we cannot. We use the word can't. And we
Yeah.
need to take that out of our vocabulary. So you're absolutely right. Words are powerful. And what we speak will resonate who we become. So thank you, Melba, for those kind words and comments and for chiming in, even though you weren't able to get in. But however, I did say that these shows will be uploaded on YouTube. So no worries, whatever you missed, you can go to YouTube and it will be uploaded every week that we have. And also, from what I understand, I believe I can live stream on Facebook. I just need to figure out how to do that. But that's something we're going to be doing too in the future. So anybody else would like to?
I just wanted to say, is
Oh,
Sandy, Sandy, did I meet Sandy before at your house?
Sandy,
Sandy
can you
in
answer
Texas?
that? Sandy, would you like to answer that?
I was just trying to see if it was,
It's the same Sandy.
it's the same Sandy. Okay.
Yes.
All
That was
right.
at the vision board.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Yes, and we
just-
talked about that a little earlier. We had a great time. So we're gonna have another vision board on, we're gonna have it. Actually, Sandy, are you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It just took me a second to unmute. I'm here.
Oh, okay. You wanna address her?
I'm
Sometimes I know
multitasking.
that
I
happens.
apologize.
It happens to me too. Sometimes I'm double muted. When I was at work, I'd be double muted and I'd be trying to talk. Sometimes I thought I was unmuted and talking, but go ahead, Sandy.
I'm sorry. What was the question? I'm sorry, Louise.
I was just saying hello. This is Melba. We
Hi,
met.
Melba. How are you?
Yes, just saying hello. Good to see some
Yes, it's been
familiar
a
names. I
while.
see William. Yes, just saying hello.
Hello. Yes, yes.
And Crystal. I've never met you, Crystal, but I feel like I know you. Your mom talks about you all the time. And
Aw,
Ken. And Ken.
thank
so,
you, thank you.
Yes, yes. So hopefully this will be a start for us. We'll see where it goes.
Oh, absolutely. It's going through the roof and beyond.
All right. All right. There you go. Put it out there.
Absolutely, going through the roof and beyond. This is only the beginning.
Yeah.
You take small steps. And as you take those small steps, they elevate into big steps. However, you always dream big. I've always been a big dreamer. I used to sit on my grandmother's porch when I was about 12 years old, and I dream of big things for myself because I used to read a lot. And I've always dreamed big. I've never dreamed small. And I taught my kids the same thing: dream big, never dream small, never limit yourself. However, it may take baby steps to get there, and that's okay. And you may fail along the way. That's okay. When you do that, start over and keep it moving.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Don't stop. Never stop. We are unstoppable people because we are melanated and we're brilliant. Did anyone else want to speak?
I did want to say hello. It took me a little while. This is Angie. I'm here in Florida. I may show up as Galaxy. I don't know how to work this thing yet, but
You'll learn.
Okay. I got in a little late. I thought that I was supposed to log in by 3 p.m. my time, Eastern time.
Oh,
but I guess I should have
okay.
logged in by 2 p.m.
It's 2
2 p.m.
p.m. Eastern time. Yes.
Oh my goodness, you did say that. Well, anyways, and so that's why I'm just late getting in. So I'm sorry I missed most of what happened, but I am so looking forward to joining every week. I know, and by the way, everybody, Louise and I have been friends for many, many years. I don't know, probably more than 30 years.
Yes.
I used to live out in California, and Crystal, hello, you look so beautiful. Oh my goodness, and I'm proud of you, and all that you're doing as well. But every time Louise, whenever we speak to each other, sometimes there's a couple years in between, and it's just like we pick up like it. We just talked yesterday. And so I just love the connection that we have. And it is true, you are a big dreamer. Not that you're a big dreamer, but you make it happen. You put a dream out there, you focus on it, and you make it happen. So if Louise says, this is what's about to happen, you better believe it, because that's what's about to happen. And so I'm really excited for you and this show, and all that, all the positive that I can for sure see happening. I'm happy that you contacted me, and I'm happy to be a part of this. I really am.
Thank you,
Proud of you.
Angie.
Yes.
I'm so happy you were able to join us, and it will be uploaded on YouTube. So no worries,
Okay.
whatever you miss, you will get a chance to
Okay.
chime in, because all the shows are being recorded and they will be
Mhm.
uploaded on our Aim to Purpose Radio. So I'm inviting everyone to make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Aim to Purpose Radio.
Okay.
And you'll be able to see every show, because they all will be recorded and uploaded. And thank you for
Okay,
those
very good.
kind words and comments. We have known each other a long, long time.
Yes.
In fact, when we went to Florida for Crystal's 25th birthday, Ken and myself and Crystal and Angie
And I-
drove from Tampa to join us in, where were we? Somebody from California calling me. They missed it. Sorry about that, you guys. Where we went to Daytona Beach, right, Crystal, for your birthday, 25th.
Yes, I remember.
And
It
it
was
was
a
a
good time. We
delight.
had a lot
It
of
was,
fun.
we had so much fun. Angie drove down from Tampa to Daytona Beach and joined us. And by the way, my daughter paid my expenses. That was awesome.
Wow.
So see, that's why we don't think about
Yes.
lack.
Yes, it was so much fun. It was good to see you, Angie, because I hadn't seen you
It
in
was.
so long. But yes, we had a good
Yes.
time, and I did.
We
I was
did.
able to help fund the trip.
It was a pleasure.
It was
It was a pleasure
awesome.
being with you guys. Yes.
Yes, it was awesome.
Hello, people. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Listen, I'm so sorry about that. I have a toddler in the background, so I'll be trying to navigate, honey. But
I know.
I am here, and I am so excited, Louise, that you are rebirthing chapter 2 of the Aim to Purpose franchise. Hello.
Thank you.
Get into all of this greatness, people. I'm excited. I think that it's long overdue, and 2022 is about to bring some amazing things to I think into fruition for Louise, because she's been on this journey a long time, and I'm so happy to see or just to be a part and bear witness to everything that's going on. And of course, I'm here to help in any way, in any capacity. I mean, that's pretty much it. But congratulations, Louise, on putting your foot on the gas, honey, because I know you've been trying to get some things in order. And so,
Absolutely.
I'm here for it. And just thank you to everyone who's supporting her and continuing. I think you have a great village, and it's amazing. So.
Thank you, Shamika.
Sure.
I appreciate that. And little Trinity for coming on listening, because those little young ears can learn so much. You'd be amazed at how much they learn. And Shamika,
listen, I don't know how, apparently she know how to work the computer, because she turned on the camera and she was about to get in here with you.
Oh, so she heard Grandma Louise speaking.
She heard you, but she was trying to talk, and she was like, wait, she can't hear me. She's not responding. Why can't she hear me? I'm like, get off the computer.
Because I've spoken with her briefly on the phone, little Trinity. She's 3 now, right?
turned 4. Just
Oh,
turned 4.
oh gosh, I lost a year. Sorry about that, Trinity. You just turned 4. She was getting ready to put on a show too here, huh? So awesome, because that's what it's all about, teaching and raising our young people. Lena, were you trying to chime in on something? And
Yeah,
she,
it
by
took me
the
a little
way,
while to get in. Hi, everybody. This is Lena. I'm just getting over a cold here, so I sound probably a little muted. But I'm just so happy for you, Louise, because I know you've been talking about this for quite a while now. And it's good to see that you not only talk the talk, but you walk the walk. So I'm proud of you, girl. So I will be here if you need me. But I'm going to get off now because, you know, I have a little one that I have to run after as well.
I understand.
But anyway, I will talk to you another time.
And thanks for chiming in. And Lena is our real estate person. She's going to come in. I'm going to have her in as a guest because I want her to share some of her experiences as being an entrepreneur, a realtor. And I've walked that path as well. I was a real estate. I used to sell real estate in California. So I'm going to have her in to talk about that. And she is my sister-in-law. She's the sister of my husband, William. So thanks for chiming in.
And you are very welcome. I'll speak to you soon.
Okay. And say hello to Onias, the little one.
Will do. All
okay.
right.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay,
Bye.
so anyhow, I appreciate it. So everybody has spoken. I know Tanya is a little bit under the weather, but she's still here. So I'm not going to bother her to speak unless she chooses to, because I know she's not feeling well. And I thank all of you for coming in to be with me on the launching of this show. And Shamika said she's always here for me, and which she is as my publicist. She really did a great job of coordinating all of our guests that came to Aim to Purpose. She was even part of the show at one time, and she just does wonderful things. She's amazing. So thank you all for coming in today, sharing with us your ideas, your comments. All of them are appreciated. And as we move forward as Black people, and as we elevate ourselves and work together to unify, this is what this show is all about. And in parting, as I always say to everybody, so we're gonna leave now and check out.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, sweet. Hi, sweet, sweet. Bye-bye, Grandma. Love you.
Love you too. By the way, this was a nice show.
Oh, thank
Good
you.
luck. Good luck on the next one. Love you.
Oh,
Bye.
Love you too. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's my 7-year-old granddaughter, and she and I are going to have a show too coming soon. And it's going to be about learning, fun and learning. And it will be coming soon because she has a lot to offer too. And she needs to chime in and share. So thanks to everybody for chiming in. And I'm going to say hello, because I won't say goodbye, because this is not goodbye, this is hello. And until next Sunday, as I always leave my other show, I'm going to leave this show with the same thing. Remember, your power lies within you. Let it loose. Until next week, this is Louise Hicks of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour.